All right, you guys, welcome to today's Vinyasa Flow class. So happy to have you here. We are going to get started today. We're going to start in a seated position. So I'd like to invite you to come to your mat and just find your seat here. And if a seated position isn't working for you today, just know that you can always just roll to your back and lay on your back. And when you get there, just maybe rock side to side or do some circles, just finding your sit bones underneath you. And just beginning to ground your sit bones into your mat. Coming to stillness. Closing your eyes. Noticing your breath. And beginning just to settle here. Taking a deep full in breath into the belly, the ribs and the chest filling up, expanding. And then a smooth, easy exhale. Again, a deep full in breath into the ribs, the belly, the chest. And then exhale, release. One more time, deep full in breath into the belly, ribs, and chest. And then when you're ready, just a smooth, easy exhale. Allowing the breath to be organic. Allowing the mind to settle and still. And just seeing if you can notice any areas of tension or gripping, and seeing if on your exhales you can release or relax those areas. Softening. And then just gently blinking your eyes open, bringing your palms to your knees or your thighs, and just beginning to draw these big spinal circles here. Breathing deeply and fully, and staying for the exhale. Letting this movement be soothing and comforting. And then on your next exhale, just go ahead and reverse and go in the opposite direction. Good. And then on your next exhale, just coming back to center and starting to do some rotation with your shoulders here. Just drawing circles with the shoulders. Breathing deeply, exhaling fully. And then reversing the rotation, going in the opposite direction. And then just settling into stillness here. We're going to gently ground our hip bones down, lengthen through the spine and the crown of the head. Take a deep full in breath. And then as you exhale, gently twist to the right. Deep full in breath, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Inhale through center and exhale, gently twist to the left. Take a deep full in breath as you lengthen through the spine and the crown of the head. And as you exhale, twist. Good, deep full in breath. And then exhale, twist. And then coming back to center, ground your sit bones, lengthen through the spine. And exhale your chin to your chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. You can stay here or place your right palm on the top of your head and reach the left fingertips away from the body. Deep full in breath. Smooth, easy exhale. Take a deep full in breath. And then as you exhale, release the right palm, chin to chest. And then inhale, left ear, left shoulder. You can stay here or bring your left palm to the top of the head or reach the right fingertips away from the body. Deep, full in breath. Stay for the exhale. Again, a deep, full in breath. And as you exhale, release the left palm down, chin to chest. And then just gently rock the head from side to side. Gentle movement here. Good, and then we're just gonna make our way to tabletop. So however you need to get there, coming to your tabletop. Big starfish hands, knees are hip width apart. Gaze is neutral here. And then on your next inhale, you're going to draw up your belly, heart and gaze move forward to cow. And then as you exhale, round the spine to cat and really press the mat away. Inhale to cow, belly drops, heart and gaze move forward. And then as you exhale, rounding the spine, pressing the mat away to cat. Head is heavy. Moving through these cat-cow movements on your own. And maybe just going slow here, just over exaggerating this movement up and down the spine, in the hips and shoulders. And then when you get to your next inhale, you're just going to come to a neutral spine and then shift your hips back to child's pose. Forehead can remain lifted above the mat, or you can rest the forehead onto the mat. Just find what works best for your shoulders and back. And then on your next inhale, just rounding through the spine, coming to tabletop. Drop your belly to cow. And then exhale around the spine to cat. Good, walk your knees hip width apart. And let's go ahead and extend the right leg long. Bend the knee to 90 degrees. And then bring that right knee to the side body. And bring the knee to hover above the mat. Then lift the knee up behind you. So 2 more big, slow circles, just like this. Going slow. Moving the joint in the hip socket. And then bringing the knee back even. With your hips here, knee is lifted away from the mat. Knee is bent. foot is flexed, and you're just gonna imagine you're doing 3 heel taps on the ceiling. This is a little movement. It's not a big movement. We're not bending into our lower back. And then you're just gonna bring the knee back to center, drop the belly to cow, round the spine to cat. Coming to a neutral spine, lifting your left leg behind you, keep the knee bent at 90 degrees, foot is flexed. Shoulders are squared to the mat, and then you're just gonna bring your left knee to the side body. The knee hovers above the mat. And then extend that knee back behind your hip. 2 more big circles like this. Going slow here, really focusing on the movement in your hip joint. Deep, deep, full breaths. Smooth, easy exhales. And bringing that knee back to center, even with the hip. Leg is lifted, foot is flexed, and then 3 heel taps on the roof. Just a little isolated movement here. And bring your knee back to center, tabletop. Drop your belly to cow. Round your spine to cat. Inhaling to a neutral spine. This time, shifting your weight into your left palm. Inhale those right fingertips up towards the ceiling. So we're going to do this thread the needle floss movement. So you're going to exhale, bring the arm underneath the body behind your left arm, shoulder and cheek hover above the mat. And then you're going to inhale, reach those fingertips back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, floss the arm underneath the body. And then lift back up. Exhale one more time underneath the body. And then lift the arm back up towards the ceiling. And this time we're going to bring the arm all the way under the body, shoulder and cheek float to the mat to rest, coming into thread the needle. Left palm can stay where it's at, or you can reach it to the top of the mat or come into a half bind. But wherever you're at, just try to square your hips to your mat. Take a deep full in breath. Stay for the exhale. And then place your left palm to the mat by your cheek. Press the mat away as you reach those right fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then exhale back to table. Drop your belly to cow. Round the spine to cat. Good, coming to a neutral spine. Inhale, lift those left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Then exhale, floss that arm underneath the body, shoulder and cheek hover. Inhale, reach those fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring that arm underneath the body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, floss under. Inhale, reach the arm up towards the ceiling. And this time, exhale, thread the needle. Shoulder and cheek come to the mat. Right palm can stay where it's at, or you can come into any arm variation here. Hips square up towards the mat. Deep full in breaths. And then you're going to place the right palm to the mat by your cheek. Press the mat away as you reach those left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale to table. Drop your belly to cow. And then round the spine to cat. Coming to a neutral spine, just shift your hips back to child's pose for one breath. Deep, full in breath. Stay for the exhale. And then rounding through the spine, coming to tabletop. This time, tucking your toes, lifting your hips to your down dog. So in your down dog, maybe just begin to pedal the feet, shift the hips from side to side. Breathing. And then coming into stillness in your down dog. Head is heavy, gaze is between your two big feet, your two toes, rather. Maybe your feet are big, but your gaze can be between your two toes. And you're gonna bend your knees, look to the top of the mat, walk or step between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift with a flat back. Exhale, forward fold, just coming into a ragdoll. So big bend in the knees, belly to thighs, head is heavy. So options here, you can hug your thighs to your belly. You can grab opposite elbows or just let the palms dangle. And maybe you want to sway side to side, or maybe you just want to be static. Breathing and noticing. And then releasing any binds, let the hands hang heavy. And they're just gonna slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Head is the last to lift. Coming into mountain. Going slow here. If you get dizzy, just look at the floor. When you get to mountain, you're gonna take a deep full in breath. Exhale, let everything release down to gravity. Feeling the four corners of the feet underneath you, stacking your hips over your ankles, shoulders over hips, fingers reach towards the mat as you press the mat away with the feet and lengthen through the spine and the crown of the head. Gaze is neutral. Inhale, reach the palms up towards the ceiling, maybe look up. Exhale, bring the arms behind the back, interlace the fingers, and keep the chin tucked as you lift the breastbone up towards the ceiling. Shoulders externally rotate. Take a deep full in breath. Exhale, big bend in the knees, belly to thighs. You can keep the bind of the fingers or release them. And then exhale, releasing the arms down, bend into the knees into chair. Exhale, bring your palms to your heart center. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, then exhale, twisting to the left. So you can stay here, or you can bring the elbow all the way to the outside edge of your left thigh, peek down, your knees are even, and then you're just sitting your sit bones down, like you're imagining you're reaching your tailbone back for a chair. Lengthen through the spine, breathe. Inhale back up into chair to extended mountain. Exhale, bring the palms behind the back. Interlace the fingers, lift the breastbone up towards the ceiling. Externally rotate your shoulders. Exhale to a forward fold. Big bend in the knees, belly to thighs. And then bend into your knees, lifting up into chair. Exhale your palms to your heart center. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, twisting to the right. Just finding the place for your elbow that feels best for your body. Peeking down, your knees are even. You can press your palms into one another to stack your shoulders. Gaze is neutral. Good. Exhale, release to forward fold. Inhale, lifting all the way up into extended mountain. Exhale, bring the palms behind the back, interlace the fingers, lift the chest up towards the ceiling. Keeping the chin tucked. Exhale to a forward fold, big bend in the knees, belly to thighs, and then lifting up into chair. Exhale, bring your palms to your heart center. Sitting down, shifting your weight towards your heels. Lengthen through the spine, and exhale, twist to the left. Knees are even, peek down. Inhale to chair, to extended. Exhale, bring the palms behind the back, interlace the fingers, lift the chest towards the ceiling. Exhale to a forward fold. Big bends in the knees, belly to thighs. And then inhale, lifting up into your chair, shifting the weight towards the heels. Exhale your palms to your heart center. Lengthen through the spine and exhale, twist to the right. Take a deep, full in breath. Exhale, release to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, walk or step back to your plank. And then drop to the knees, the chin, chest, and belly. Inhale, lifting the head and shoulders up, coming into a baby cobra. So if you want, you can make this a locust by lifting the feet up. Gaze is down your nose. Shoulders move away from the ears. Breathing. And then you're just going to tuck your toes, press through table or plank to your down dog. In your down dog, take a deep full in breath. Stay for the exhale. Bend your knees, look to the top of the mat, walk or step between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift all the way up into extended mountain. Maybe your gaze looks up. Exhale to forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift with a flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, walk or step back to your plank, and drop to the knees, chin, chest, and belly. Inhale, lifting up into cobra. Elbows hug into your sides. Gaze is down your nose. And maybe if you can, you press the tops of the feet into the mat, which will press your pelvis into the mat and lift your knees away from the mat. And you're just going to tuck your toes and press back into your down dog. In your down dog, you're going to take a deep full in breath. Stay for the exhale. Bend your knees, look to the top of the mat, walk or step between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift all the way up into extended mountain. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift with a flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, walk or step back to your plank. So option this time to drop to the knees, chin, chest, belly, move through cobra. Or if you want to shift forward on your toes, lower halfway down to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. You can do that. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. When you get to your down dog, you're going to take a deep full in breath. And stay for the exhale. Good. On your next inhale, you're going to inhale the left leg long. Bend the knee and then step the left foot forward. And just today, we're going to drop our right knee down. Our hands are planted. And when you get here, just begin to shift back and forth. If you have blocks, this is a nice place to use your blocks just to give you a little bit more space to shift back and forth with the joints. Gives you a little bit more space with movement. You're breathing. I'm just going to settle into your low lunge here and just let the right hip flexor hammock towards the mat. Deep, full in breath. Smooth, easy exhale. And you're going to inhale, shift back into your half splits. Remember, your hip is stacking over your right knee. You're lengthening through the spine. You can have a big bend in this left knee if that feels good for your hamstrings. And you're going to exhale, let the nose move towards the knee. And this doesn't have to be a big movement. A little movement can go a long way. Breathing and noticing. And then from here, you're going to place your right palm to your block or even just your mat and reach the left fingertips up towards the ceiling. So coming into a twist and our half split. Just a different movement here. And exhale, plant the palms to the top of the mat. Step the left foot back to plank and just go or flow to your down dog. Now you can always do just cat-cow here. And then we're just going to meet in downward facing dog. When you get to your down dog, take a deep full in breath. Stay for the exhale. Inhale the right leg long. Exhale, gently step the right foot forward and drop the left knee down. And then when you get here, just begin to shift back and forth. Slow and easy. Let this feel smooth and soothing. Deep, full in breaths. Smooth, easy exhales. So you can do this shifting movement a few more times, but if you're ready, and you'll feel this in your hamstring, when your hamstring starts to be ready, you can just shift back into your half splits. So if you need to add just a little bit more movement, or if you just need to continuously do the movement, go ahead and do that. Take a deep, full in breath. And if you're in half splits, you're going to exhale, let the nose move towards the knee. Know that that knee can be as bent as it needs to be. There's no need to force anything here. It's helpful to keep your left hip over the left knee. Good. Then from here, you're placing your left palm down, reach the right fingertips up towards the ceiling, coming into a gentle twist. And exhale, place your palms to the top of the mat here. And then we're just going to let this left hip flexor hammock towards the mat. Take a deep, full in breath. Smooth, easy exhale. Good. And then just step the right leg back to your plank. You can do a couple cat-cows or just go or flow to your down dog. We are all going to meet in our down dog. So when you get to your down dog, you're going to take a deep, full in breath. Stay for the exhale. Inhale the left leg long. Option to bend the knees, stack the hips. Exhale, squaring up the hips and stepping the left foot forward. We're going to plant the right foot down at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, reach the arms to airplane. And then lift the torso up into warrior one. So take a moment here in your warrior one, just like we did when we're in our low lunge, maybe shift back and forth. You can bring the arms out of this by bringing the hands to your hips or palms to your heart, or you can just keep the arms extended. And then you're just going to start to settle into your warrior one. So what I want you to do here is just really find the foundation of the feet first. See if you can turn your toes so they point to the short edge of the mat. But if they don't do that, don't worry about it. Bending into that front knee, grounding the knife edge of that back foot, maybe lifting this thigh up towards the ceiling, this right thigh. Reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Shoulders move away from the ears. Maybe your gaze looks up. And then we're going to exhale, bring the palms behind the back, interlace the fingers, and lift the breastbone up towards the ceiling, keeping the chin tucked. And then exhale, hinging at the hips. Torso moves forward. Left shoulder moves towards the left knee. And then inhale, lift back up. Exhale, hinging forward. If this is too much for you, just know you can place your palms on your thigh and do some cat-cow movements with the spine. One more time. Exhale, hinging forward. And then inhale, lifting up. Releasing the arms into extended warrior one. Exhale, plant the palms to the mat. Step the left foot back to plank and just go or flow to your down dog. When you get to your down dog, take a deep, full in breath. Stay for the exhale. Inhale the right leg long. Option to bend the knees, stack the hips. Exhale, squaring up the hips and stepping the right foot forward and planting the left foot down at a 45-degree angle. Reaching the arms to airplane. And then lifting up into your warrior one. So begin to shift back and forth in this warrior one by bending and straightening the right knee. Know that you can bring your arms or hands to a different position. Breathing. And then just beginning to settle into your warrior one, bending into that right knee, grounding the knife edge of the left foot, lifting that thigh up towards the ceiling, and then maybe reaching fingertips, the arms up towards the ceiling. Gaze can look up or just gaze can be at the horizon. Exhale, bring the palms behind the back, interlace the fingers, lift the breastbone up towards the ceiling, keep the chin tucked. And then exhale, right shoulder moves towards right knee. And then lift back up. Moving with your own breath, going at a pace that feels comfortable and soothing to your body. And then you're going to lift back up into your warrior one. Exhale, plant the palms to the mat. Step the right leg back to plank and just go or flow to your down dog. Choosing what works best for you. Breathing. When you get to your down dog, take a deep full in breath. Stay for the exhale. Bend your knees, look to the top of the mat, walk or step between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift all the way up into extended mountain. And as you exhale, slowly let the arms float down to your side. Coming into mountain. Take a deep, full in breath. Smooth, easy exhale. Taking a moment here, excuse me, to reconnect to your breath. Allowing your mind to settle. So we're going to come into a balancing pose. Let's just go ahead and let's just do a figure four today. So if you need a block, go ahead and bring a block with you. And we're gonna go ahead and sit into chair. Bring your palms to your heart center. Shift the weight into the left foot. Lift the right knee up. Bring the ankle across the left thigh, and you're just gonna sit a little lower. So if this is hard for you, if you are falling out of it, just come out of it, maybe do a tree pose. If you're in figure four, you're sitting your sit bones down into your chair. You can stay here or bring your left palm to the sole of your right foot and your right palm to your right thigh. If you want more, maybe you want a forward fold. You can place a block underneath your right shoulder, place your right palm on it. You can also bind around your calf or ankle with your fingers, your hands. Just finding the pose that works for you. If you fall out of it, that's okay. And then we're just gonna exhale, release out of it, and come into Tadasana. Any movement here, if you need to do any movement, go ahead and do that. It doesn't have to be static. Good, bring your palms to your heart space. Go ahead and sit down into your chair. Moving into figure four, and just know that if you're struggling with balance today, maybe you just want to work with lifting the foot up and down and tapping the toes to the mat. If you want figure four, you're going to bring that left ankle over your right thigh and sit a little lower. You can stay here or just begin to come into a fold or place your left hand on your left thigh, right hand on your sole of the foot, and just fold forward or come all the way into a forward fold. Breathing. Noticing. Just being okay with whatever shows up here in your balance. And then we're just going to exhale, release out of that. Inhale, reach up into an extended mountain. Exhale to a forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift with a flat back. exhale, forward fold. Plant your palms to the mat, walk or step back to your plank, and then just go or float to your down dog. Breathing. When you get to your down dog, you're just going to take a deep full in breath. Stay for the exhale. Inhale the left leg long. Exhale, gently step the left foot forward. Let's go ahead and plant the right foot down at a 45-degree angle. And then inhale, lifting up into warrior one. Exhale to warrior two. Adjusting your feet, bending into that front knee. Generally, it's heel to arch alignment or heel to heel alignment. Stacking shoulders over hips, reaching through fingers. Flipping your left palm, reversed warrior. Exhale, side angle lunge. Forearm to the thigh, right fingertips reach to the mat. Inhale, reversed warrior. Exhale, side angle lunge. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then exhale, lifting the torso up, straightening that left leg, reaching the arms away from one another in T position. Reach those left fingertips forward. Exhale, tick-tock the arms to 6 and 12 o'clock, coming into a triangle. So if you have a block, you can use the block to the outside or inside edge of your ankle. Right palm can come to your hip, or you can reach those right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Imagine there's a wall behind you. You're pressing your right shoulder and your right hip into the wall. Gaze can be at the mat, horizon, or you can look up. Breathe. Good, and then exhale, place your palms to the mat. Now stick with me. We're going to quarter turn to the long edge of the mat. So you're in a wide-legged standing pose here. You're going to inhale, halfway lift. Then exhale, coming into this wide-legged standing pose, forward fold. Letting the head be heavy. Palms can come to the calves. Ankles or peace fingers can wrap around the big toes. You can grab your elbows here, sway side to side. It really doesn't matter what you do with your arms. Shifting the weight towards the balls of the feet. Take a deep breath in. Stay for the exhale. Good. Plant your palms to either side of your left foot. Step the left leg back and just go or flow to your down dog. When you get to your down dog, you're going to take a deep full in breath. Stay for the exhale. Inhale the right leg long. Exhale, gently step the right foot forward. Plant the left foot down in 45-degree angle. Inhale, reaching up into warrior one. Exhale to warrior two. Adjust your feet, find your stance. Flip your right palm, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle lunge. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, lifting the torso up, reaching the fingers away from the body. Straighten your right knee. Reach the right fingertips forward. Exhale, tick-tock the arms to 6 and 12 o'clock, coming into triangle. No, you can always just place your left palm on your left hip. Stacking your shoulders, extending through the spine, breathing. Trying not to concave in your chest. It's really not about how far you reach down with your right hand. It's not about touching the floor here. It's about extending through the spine. Lengthening through that side body. You're going to exhale, plant your palms to the mat, and then quarter turn to the long edge of the mat. The toes are pointing to the long edge of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale, forward fold. Good. Any arm or hand variation here. Breathing and noticing. Shifting the weight into the balls of the feet. Good, and you're just gonna plant your palms to the mat, and we're just gonna make our way to the mat. So just however you want to get there. We're just gonna let's come into a Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet come together. I'm just gonna lay your back on the mat. Gaze is neutral, or you can close your eyes here. Deep, full in breath. Smooth, easy exhale. Good. We're just gonna plant our feet to the mat. Our feet are hip width apart. Knees are hip width apart. Palms come to the mat by your hips. Externally rotate your shoulders. Press the four corners of the feet into the mat. And then just gonna lift your hips towards the ceiling, keeping the chin away from the chest, coming into bridge. Option to bend your elbows, press the upper arms into the mat as you lift your hips higher, or even come into a bind with the fingers underneath your body. I'm not going to demo that because my right shoulder is still bothering me. Knees hug towards one another. And then you're going to exhale, release the hips down. Maybe walk the feet a little wider than the hip width apart, and just gently windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And then just bring your feet hip width apart. We're going to come into a supine pigeon. So lifting the right leg up, bring the ankle across the left thigh, and take your right palm and just gently press the right thigh away from the body. So now you can stay here, or if you want more, you're gonna lift that left knee up over your hip Interlace the fingers behind the thigh and maybe extend the leg long. You can also add some movement here. It doesn't have to be static. Breathe and notice. So wherever you're at, you're gonna keep your legs exactly where they are. The only thing we're gonna do is place the left foot onto the mat. So we're gonna come into a supine twist. So you're just gonna bring your right knee over to the left side of the body. So if this bothers your low back, just know that you can come out of this twist variation and just stack your knees. Your right shoulder remains on the mat. Take a deep full in breath. Stay for the exhale. And then inhale back to center, come out of the bind, plant the feet to the mat, and just lift your hips up to recenter your sacrum. Bring your left leg up, left ankle across the right thigh. Press the left thigh away from the body. Again, you can add some movement here if you want. You can also stay here or lift the knee up over the hip and release the fingers behind the thigh. You can keep the knee bent or straighten the leg. Just breathing and noticing. Know that one side might be a little different than the other. That's quite normal. Trying to keep the legs where they're at. You're just going to place the right foot to the mat. And then bring this left knee across the body, coming into our supine twist with a bind. Remember, the left shoulder remains on the mat. Take a deep full in breath. Smooth, easy exhale. Good, and then go ahead and release out of that. Plant the feet to the mat. Maybe lift your hips up just to recenter your sacrum, add some symmetry back to the hips. And then you're just gonna hug your knees to your chest. Option to lift the head and shoulders, coming into a tight ball. And then on your next exhale, you're releasing into your Shavasana. Maybe taking up space on your mat, externally rotating your shoulders, making a shelf for your heart, closing your eyes. Take a deep full in breath. Part your lips and sigh out the breath. Shavasana. Just beginning to noticing the rhythm of your breath. Notice how the mind and body have stilled and settled. And gently begin to add some movement to the fingers and toes. Maybe some rotation in the wrist and ankles. Maybe nodding the head from side to side. Gentle movement. Blinking the eyes open and just taking a full body stretch. And then as you exhale, bend your knees and roll to the right side in a fetal posture. Just taking just a few breaths here just to notice. And then when you feel ready, gently press yourself up into an easy seated position. Bringing your palms to your heart space. Bow your head. May there be peace in your thoughts. May there be peace in your words. May there be peace in your heart. And may you share that with all beings. Thank you so much for joining me. There's so much gratitude. Namaste. All right, you guys, thank you for joining me. It was great to have you. I will see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day.